Phrolova is coming out in about a week, so I thought it was a good time to make a pre-farm guide. We're going to go over her Ascension materials, her Forte materials, and even her weapon materials. Now immediately I'm going to let you know that we don't have one of her boss materials available. It's only one material. We have every single other Ascension material and Forte material and weapon upgrade material, but one of her Ascension materials just isn't out yet in the game. I don't want to waste your time, so let's just get straight into her Ascension materials. If we go over to our guidebook, the first material you're going to need is polygon cores. Now I'll get my editor to put them on screen right now, but you're going to need 4 LF, 12 MF, 12 HF, and 4 FF. You're also going to need some bloodleaf vibranium. Not that word again. The bloodleaf vibranium. No. And the last thing is the bloodleaf vibranium? Well, how on earth do I pronounce that? Leaf vibranium. Vibranium. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea how to pronounce that, but you're gonna need 60. Hopefully I pronounced it right that time. 60 vibranium. This is what they look like. You can get a few from this helmet store here, but apart from that, you just find them around Septimont. They do have a neat little feature there, collection spots, where it highlights a few, which is pretty cool, but you are gonna need 60 of them in total. Apart from that, you're gonna need 46 of the new boss material. Unfortunately, we can't get that yet, but when it does come out, you're gonna need 46 of them. Alongside that, you will need 120 premium resonance potion, or the equivalent from the other potions, and 170,000 shell credits. Let's move on to her Forte materials. Now again, you're going to need the polygon cores, you're going to need another 25 LF, 28 MF, 40 HF, and 57 FF. This is not all together, this is on top of the previous amount for the Ascension materials, so do keep that in mind. And again, if we go to the guidebook here, the next material you're going to want to get is the Helix. This is dropped from a couple forgery challenges, but you can also just synthesize or get them from supply packs. Overall, you're going to need 25 Lento, 28 Adagio, 55 Andante, and 67 Presto Helix. The last thing you're going to need for her Forte materials is 26 of the Netherworld Stair. You get this from the weekly boss challenges. Do keep in mind that you're going to only do 3 of these a week, so if you are planning to max out all of her Fortes as quickly as possible, make sure to get the 26, or make sure to start your runs at like now, pretty much, or as soon as the reset happens. On top of the materials, you're going to need 2,030,000 shell credits. Now I know that a lot of people are super excited for Phrolova, and if you're one of those people and are actually planning to spend, please do not use the in-game shop. It's a bit of a scam. Use today's sponsor, LD Shop. In-game currency in gacha games can get pretty expensive, and that is the issue that LD Shop, the sponsor for today's video, is trying to fight against. LD Shop is a safe and reliable game top-up site that I've actually used myself. They offer discounts on tons of games, including 38% off on games like Star Rail, Genshin, and Zenless, and 29% off on Wuthering Waves. Not only that, but using my link in the description and registering to LD Shop, you will receive another 10% and 5% off coupon. And you don't even have to fill out any information. Under product info, click what server you're on, and simply copy and paste your game UID. And as you can see, going into the game, there it is. So please, if you're thinking about spending any money in these gacha games, save yourself some money, click the link in the description and use LD Shop. Now back to the video. Now the last thing is going to be her weapon materials. The first thing you're going to need is the rings. Now I'm just looking through here to try and find someone who drops them. Now it looks like the exiles are a common way to get them. You're going to need 6 crude rings, 6 basic, 10 improved, and 12 tailored rings. You're going to need more helix as well. You're going to need another 6 Lento, 8 Adagio, 6 Andante, and 20 Presto Helix. This is to completely max out her weapon, and do keep in mind that's on top of the other helixes that you need. You're also going to need 134 premium energy cores, or the equivalent of the other energy cores, and 330,000 shell credits. Let's quickly talk about what some of her team comps might be, or replacement weapons. For her weapon alternatives, I would recommend String Master or Cosmic Ripples if you do have them available, just for the crit rate or attack percent bonus stat that they give. For the 4-star alternatives, probably just Augment or Fusion Accretion, and Jinjo Keeper if you don't have either of those. Now her best option is slightly different from other units. She's actually going to use 2 different echo sets. You're going to use a 3-piece Stream of the Lost and a 2-piece Havoc Eclipse, with the Nightmare Hecate as the main echo. Alternatively, you can just go full Havoc Eclipse with the Nightmare Crownless. And if you're at the beginning of the game, go with a 2-piece Midnight Veil and 2-piece Havoc Eclipse with the Impermanence Heron as the main echo. For her stats, you're looking for crit rate and crit damage, Havoc damage, and attack percent. Resistance skill damage and heavy attack damage is also good for the substats. Now for her best team comps, her absolute best in slot will be a Havoc mono team, Phrolova, Rochia, and Cantarella. For just her hyper carry, Cantarella is definitely her best in slot still, but with a Shorekeeper or a Verena in the last slot. If you are free to play and don't have other 5-stars, Taoki or Danjin will be a pretty good alternative. Now I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, then please leave them in the comments. Also consider joining the channel and becoming a member. It unlocks some cool stuff in the Discord, like a members only channel that I'm pretty active in. So if you want to talk to me outside of YouTube, make sure to consider it, or just join the Discord even if you're not a member. We've got some super helpful community members for Wuthering Waves and other gacha games that would love to answer any questions that you have. But I hope you have a really good day and good luck on your Phrolova polls. See ya!